Imagine living in a tiny attic for 7 years, hidden like a ghost, silent, starving, watching your children grow from crack in the wall. This isn't fiction. It's the true story of Harriet Jacobs, a woman born into slavery, who risked everything to be free. She was born free in spirit, but bound in body. Harriet Jacobs came into the world in Edenton, North Carolina, in 1813, never knowing she was a slave. Her first mistress treated her kindly, taught her to read, to sew, and to hope. But the illusion shattered when her mistress died. Harriet was only 6 years old when she learned a truth no child should hear. She had been willed to another master. Her new owner, Dr. James Norcom, was a man of status, wealth, and cruelty. He saw Harriet not as a person, but as his possession. He whispered threats, made advances, and ruled her world with fear. His wife, consumed by jealousy, added to Harriet's torment, blaming the girl for her husband's sins. Still, Harriet endured, praying, hoping, and finding brief comfort in her grandmother's arms. But even a mother's love couldn't protect her from what was coming. In a world built to break her, Harriet began to plan her escape, not just from her master, but from the system that claimed to own her soul. When a slave says no, she risks more than punishment. She risks her life. Harriet knew she could never love her master, so she chose her own path. She entered a relationship with a kind white man, not out of love, but to protect herself from Norcom's obsession. The result was 2 children, a son and a daughter. Harriet hoped this would push Norcom away. Instead, it enraged him. He threatened to sell her children to the Deep South, the ultimate weapon against any enslaved mother. So she made a choice that broke her heart. She left her children behind to save them. Freedom meant pain, and Harriet would carry it like a scar. In 1835, she fled into the darkness, chased by slave hunters who knew no mercy. She couldn't go north, not yet, so she hid somewhere no one would ever think to look. 7 years. No sunlight, no sound, no freedom, only faith. Harriet found refuge in her grandmother's home, but she couldn't stay in plain sight. Above the ceiling of the old shed, she crawled into a tiny space, 9 feet long, 7 feet wide, and only 3 feet high. She could not stand. She could not walk. The air was stale and the heat unbearable. From a small peephole she drilled into the wood, she could see her children playing outside, close enough to touch, yet separated by a wall of fear. The seasons changed, but she remained still, trembling when rats crawled over her at night, and coughing silently to avoid discovery. Her grandmother brought her scraps of food and whispered prayers through the boards. For 7 long years, Harriet lived between life and death, unseen, unheard, unbroken. Her body was trapped, but her mind was free. After 7 years in the dark, she saw her chance, a path to light. In 1842, with the help of friends and abolitionists, Harriet was smuggled aboard a boat bound for Philadelphia. Every creak of the wood made her heart race. Every voice outside could have meant capture or death. But at last, she stepped onto free soil. She cried, not for herself, but for the millions still in chains. Yet freedom was not peace. The fugitive slave law meant that even in the North, slave catchers could hunt her down. Harriet moved from city to city, New York, Boston, always looking over her shoulder, always protecting her children from the shadows of her past. But this time, she wasn't hiding. She was fighting back through her words. The pen became her weapon, her story, her revolution. In 1861, Harriet published her autobiography, Incidents in the Life of a Slave Girl. It was one of the first books ever written by an enslaved woman about her own life, exposing the sexual abuse, fear, and resilience of women under slavery. Her story shook readers across the world. It gave voice to those who couldn't speak and opened eyes to the hidden horrors of the system. Even after gaining freedom, Harriet continued her fight, working as a nurse, educator, and activist during the Civil War, helping newly freed people rebuild their lives. She died free, but not forgotten. Her courage outlived her pain. The woman who once lived in an attic had become a beacon for generations. For 7 long years, she hid in silence, between the ceiling and the sky, listening to the world move on without her. She could hear her children laugh, but could never hold them. She could see the sunlight, but could never touch it. Every heartbeat echoed like a prayer that one day freedom would find her. And when it finally did, Harriet Jacobs didn't run for herself. She ran for every woman who had been broken in the dark, for every mother whose child was taken away, for every soul who dared to dream of a life beyond chains. Her body may have been confined, but her spirit, her courage, became boundless. She turned pain into purpose, scars into strength, and her silence into a story that would echo through generations. Harriet Jacobs didn't just escape slavery. She escaped the shadows of history itself. And today, her voice still whispers. No matter how long the night lasts, dawn always comes. So as you watch this, remember her. And remember that freedom isn't just a right. It's a legacy paid for in blood and hope. If this story moved your heart, don't let it fade into silence. Like this video to honor her courage. Share it so her voice travels farther than her footsteps ever could. Subscribe to Tales by Das, where we bring to life the forgotten stories of strength, struggle, and survival that shaped our world. Because every voice deserves to be heard, and every story deserves to be remembered.